Hi, Random Crafty Axe here. This is Barb. I don't know how much of the outside noise you're picking up here. Uh, we live near a road that the emergency vehicles seem to have to go out to all the time. So everything here is fine. This is a continuation of the videos where I made the Happy Summer cards. And in the previous video, we made a bunch of backgrounds, okay? This is the background, okay? And this is one of the two focal points that is going to go on this particular card. This is the background. This is a mat, and this is a mat, and we're going to put these on here. And you can refer to the previous videos. I'll put the descriptions in the description below. I'll put a list of the ones you may want to look at. So what we're going to do first is we're going to work with putting them together. This piece of background is on watercolor paper, and it was watercolor ink. Okay. This background is ink blended using Distress inks. I think I used Ranger archival inks on this one, but it is also watercolor paper. So there's a couple things about dealing with watercolor paper that you want to take into consideration. All right, so the first piece here, the first thing is, I usually use Bearly Arts glue because that's what I prefer, but this is pretty stiff, and it's kind of, I'm not sure how it's going to stick down. So I'm going to use something in the center here that I don't normally use. And this is, it's a double-sided adhesive. I don't like it because it's expensive. One thing like this, I could make maybe 6 cards, 8 cards, maybe 10. Okay. So I'm going to put my ink around the outside edges to help hold it down. The other thing is, when you use the double-sided adhesive, if you've watched my videos, you've heard me talk about wiggle room. And with double-sided adhesive, you don't have any. Okay, so you have to get it lined where you want it. Okay, and then once you press it down, it's there. All right. Which you would think could be an advantage, and it is at times. The other part of it, though, is that, again, if you're putting something together and it doesn't quite land where you want it, you have a loss then, because I have cut things apart and figured out ways to put them back together, but it's not a lot of fun. All right, so I know how this works, so I'm going to use my Bearly Arts glue. This is an A2 card. It's 4 1/4 by 5 1/2. Okay, the black mat is 4 1/8 by 5 3/8. The color mat here is 4 by 5 1/4. Okay, this is the picture from the garden that we're going to use. This is a daylily, and when these cards are all put together, all of these flowers have names. Okay, I'm not the gardener, I'm the card maker. All right. This is 2 inches by 2 3/4. And I cut them with rounded edges. I did that on my silhouette. There are other ways to do that. There is a punch you can buy that will do rounded edges for you. Okay. And then this is the one that's always a little challenging for me to get lined up so that it's where I want it to be. Okay. All right. And then okay, I'm going to eyeball this to center it. You could put this on something with a grid. so that it's straight. I've been doing this a lot and I've gotten pretty good at it. Now, I have 3 different sizes of Happy Summers. Obviously, that's not one I'm going to use. But I've got this size and then a smaller size, so I'm going to use the bigger one. I cut these out using my Silhouette. I could have used a stamp if I'd had one. Cut it out. I could have used a die set to cut it out. I have some friends who are really good who could have printed this and then fussy cut it. Okay. Okay. I notice I've got all of my sentiments. I've got lots of them pre-cut in here. I've pre-made backgrounds, all right, because this is a pretty good size. Looks like it's time to change the blade. Okay, so here the green brings out the green in the leaves. We've got kind of darkened around the edges and lighter in the center, which helps bring your eye to here. Okay, on the inside of here, there will be a letter that I'll write and glue in here, a message, and then probably I'll put the message on this side and handwrite a note, and then we'll put the information on the back. Okay, this one, since this is the watercolor, this is the one I'm really concerned about it sticking down because the paper is already warped. And then I'm going to put my glue around the edges. I'm going to put some glue in the middle. Okay, I'm going to set this to the sideways. When I was pre-fitting this earlier, I kind of felt, see, that's what happened. Dang it. Okay, I told you I wouldn't get it out. So I'm going to peel that off because it did not go down where I wanted it to go down. And let's see if I have, okay, we're going to pause the video so that I can do another backing. Okay. So the adhesive is still at a point where it would hold. The ink, the liquid glue is off. I'm going to get a plastic mat because I feel like what happened was this slipped. Let's try looking at it from this direction, see if this goes better. Okay, so here I've got the tiny edge that I need there. Okay, that was not fun. I don't think I'll be using this. Because I'm really out of practice with doing that. Okay, now we'll put this on the front. And it's not impossible. There are people who I watch do this and they do it very well. It's just not me. I buy these for $1.25 at the Dollar Tree. Notice I had this one that says keep clean. All right, and then let's size this up. All right, in my original design thought, I'm going to have this here And then I'm going to have another one up here. Okay, but the picture that I want there, the garden is not to that point yet. So I'm just going to put one on here, knowing that's the air conditioner coming on in the background. All right, so this one is this is the smaller one. This is 2 by 2 1/4. And that makes the mat 2.5 by 2 1/4. And I cut the mat out of scraps. I've got a lot of little pieces of black scrap. And then I just kind of eyeball that in there. And then I've got the other piece here. And I'm just going to go ahead and put the black piece down, knowing that when the blooming, like right now, the area that the daylilies in, there's some flowers, but not anywhere near as many as there's going to be. And that's the picture I'd like up in that corner. All right, so these are the little pieces of Happy Summer. And let's see if they're gonna fit here. They are. Okay, I'm gonna grab my tweezers to make this a little easier. You can craft without tools, but these are wonderful. Notice that when you squeeze them, okay, and then you can hold them. They're easy to find. I got mine on Amazon. I bought them in a pack of like 4. My husband saw them and he took a set. He took at least one. Said, "Oh, those are wonderful. I want that." Okay. They have a lot of different uses. I use them for crafting. Okay. All right. And then another picture like that will go here. Notice that I'm using the yellow background, so it brings out this. This would have looked great on a green background as well. Okay. All right. So we are 2 cards into our 20. Probably not on camera, but off camera, I will probably duplicate this. I really like the way this came out. I'm not so sure about what I'm going to do with some of these others just yet. We'll have to see. Yeah, I like that I use the lighter yellow. One note I will tell you, if you're going to do a big project like this and you have used specific inks, okay, or specific paint, you should probably write that down. Especially if a project is going to go on over a period of time, so that you know that you'll be able to remember which ones you actually used. And it can be very frustrating to be trying to recreate the colors and not have a clear idea of what you were going to use. Okay? All right. 2 down, 18 to 20 to go. Thanks.